Hi, and welcome to something that's a little different from my normal videos. Like most people who were born in the late 90s, I was raised on Pokemon. I've played every single game, completed the Pokédex many times, collected for the card game, played competitively in the card game, and bought a lot of the merch. I've watched most seasons of the anime. You could say I'm a pretty big fan, but I don't imagine I'm any more of a fan than anyone else on the planet. However, after recently finishing Pokemon Shield all the way through with the DLC, I decided to watch Pokemon Twilight Wings for the first time. This discussion will not just be about Pokemon Twilight Wings, but about Pokemon as a whole. I hope you guys will stick around with me for these ramblings. I hope that somewhere within this off-the-cuff script I managed to make a point and get you guys thinking about something. Let's start the story here. When I was young, my first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue, and being a child I was obviously obsessed with the giant turtle on the front of the game cartridge. Now, I didn't have the internet, and none of my friends played Pokemon, so I had no idea how to get the big turtle on the front of my game cartridge, but I did know I liked turtles, and so I picked Squirtle for my starter Pokemon. There really wasn't any deeper thought than that. My first ever decision in the Pokemon world was based on the fact that I like turtles and I think shells are cool. Over my time playing the game, I caught Weedle, Vulpix, Rattata, Paris, and Diglett. And throughout the rest of my first playthrough of Pokemon, I refused to catch another Pokemon. Because I thought you could only have 6 Pokemon because there were only 6 slots, I thought it would make me get rid of one of the Pokemon I'd already caught and I didn't want to. Obviously at some point during this playthrough, my Pokemon evolved, and my young brain thought that it was the most mind-blowing thing ever. I never figured out how I could evolve Vulpix, but that was fine because she was cute, and the moment my Wartortle evolved into a Blastoise, I'm sure you can all remember how amazing it was when you got your first 3rd evolution Pokemon. Safe to say, I was hooked for life. But as new games came out, new merch, new anime and worlds, and hundreds of new Pokemon, I stopped thinking about my original team on that Pokemon Blue cartridge. That is, until Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. Now, I picked the water starter in Sword and Shield for no other reason than I always picked the water starter. There was no love in the decision and it was just pre-decided almost. That in itself shows how little magic there was left in the Pokemon series for me. Every game I would pick the same type of Pokemon and just catch every Pokemon I came across as I walked around the world. Rinse, repeat, new music, new Pokemon, but I played each of them the same way. And then I was walking through Route 2 in the Galar region, and I met a Pokemon that rekindled my genuine passion for the Pokemon world. Yamba. I'm sure that sounds ridiculous, but as soon as I caught him, I changed my team around so that he would be my starting Pokemon, and I continued my journey with more of a smile on my face than before. I thought, look at this little dog, he's electric and he's yellow and it's cute, I love this guy. But as my journey went on, I became more and more attached to Yamba. And when it came to a point when I was perfecting my team for competitive reasons, breeding and leveling Pokemon to have the best natures and stats, I still couldn't get rid of this now Boltund. Even when I had other perfectly trained Pokemon, he still led my team, because I genuinely had a connection with him. I thought back to my original 6. I thought about how much love I had for them and how much I wanted to see them grow strong so we could defeat the Elite Four together as a team. I also remember banging my head against the wall trying to evolve Vulpix just by leveling. But the point is, this single, bad-natured, awfully EV-trained Boltund made me think of those fond memories I had for that team. I was shocked I still remembered them so well, and I was so excited to play more Pokemon and take on the world with my Boltund at my side. Whilst I was watching episode 3 of Pokemon Twilight Wings, I couldn't help but compare Hop's Wooloo to my Boltund. He loves his Wooloo, no matter how strong it is compared to Leon's Charizard. And in response to his Wooloo's worries about being weak, he says the phrase that inspired this whole script. It has to be with you. A lot of you may be sitting there thinking about how silly it is that I spent so much time thinking about Pokemon, but it's important to me, and this phrase made me realise that although I love competitive Pokemon and everything to do with the series, it had to be with my Boltund, and I wish more people would be like this. In the Pokemon video game competitive scene, I feel like you see more and more of the same cookie-cutter teams. You have to have certain roles filling your team to be viable, and there's always going to be Pokemon stronger than others, and that's just the nature of the game, and I don't really have an issue with that, but I do have an issue with how the soul of Pokemon has been sucked clean out of it. And it's the fans that are to blame for this. Well, not really to blame. As we get older, it's only natural that we value winning more than having fun. And that's fair. Winning is great and losing feels bad, so no one wants to lose. But as the Black Eyed Peas once famously said, where is the love? I know so many people who play Pokemon and love the series, and yet each of them play the game the same way. They look at the starters and figure out which one will be strongest, rush through the game and then breed to have the strongest team. None of them actually care for the Pokemon on the team, and they have no other reason for choosing their Pokemon other than it's the strongest one. It makes sense, as I said before, because losing sucks, but at its root, Pokemon is a game that's supposed to be about bug collecting, not throwing the biggest numbers at each other. And at a certain point, Pokemon turned into nothing more than cute sprites throwing numbers at each other. My point is, as I was watching Pokemon Twilight Wings, I started to feel the world of Pokemon. It made me want to be the very best. I came to the realization that the Pokemon world we see in game is not so different from our real world, in the sense that we have Pokemon competitions with prizes enough to make a full-time job. You could legitimately be the very best like no one ever was. But I doubt anyone on your team would matter to you if you did. You'd just be the guy with the biggest numbers, or the guy who got lucky. I know throughout Pokemon, they've tried to make friendship matter. You gain a plethora of things by building a relationship with your Pokemon, and I love that they've added this. It makes the game feel much more deeper in my opinion. But I want it to matter more in competitive battle, or at least I want people to start playing Pokemon for fun and to stop playing it for numbers. The thing is, I understand that some people out there will have favourite Pokemon that are incredibly strong and overpowered. I don't think that's a bad thing. One of my favourite Pokemon is probably Lugia, and most legendaries are banned from competitive play. But I want to go to a tournament with my Boltund. I want to go to a tournament with a team of Pokemon that I have an emotional connection to and still stand a chance at winning. I know some of you will be saying, why don't I just train it to be better? Why don't I change its nature and change its EVs, because all of this can be done now? And to that question, my answer is, I don't want to. I don't want to change my Boltund because it's his faults that make him unique. He's not a guaranteed success, and that's kind of the joy about it. So when I do win, it feels more amazing because it's not predicted. I feel like I'm better at the game when I win with the handicap than when I win with the perfect high tier team, and I have more fun doing it. Now, I don't really intend on being a Pokemon pro. I just play for fun for the most part, but for the first time in a long time, I really played for fun, and I bonded with a yellow dog that isn't real. It's ridiculous, and I know this whole script is ridiculous. I imagine a lot of people watching this will be thinking that it's an odd thing to think, let alone write a script about, record it and post it on the internet. But I want more people to think about Pokemon. I want more people to play it like they did when they were kids. I want people to have fun in this increasingly toxic fandom. Because let's face it, the amount of people giving terrible reviews to Pokemon games simply because they aren't red and blue is increasing. And really think about it. Is it the games that have changed and got less fun? Or has it got less fun because you stopped caring the way you did when you were a child? I really hope this dumb video rant comes across well. I really hope some people gain something from this, because it was fun to write my thoughts out like this, and it was fun to make, to be completely honest with you. In conclusion though, just have fun with Pokemon. It's just a bunch of cool monsters. Again, I know a lot of these thoughts might come across as like a little bit pretentious or, you know, a little bit ridiculous or just nonsensical, but this was just something fun and different to do. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on the Pokemon series in the comments. I would love to hear if you guys have tried role-playing in Pokemon and had fun with it. I'd love to hear if you have any connections with any Pokemon yourself, and I would love to hear what you think about the competitive scene of Pokemon. So please, let your thoughts out in the comments like I let my thoughts out in this video. It was just word soup that I needed to get out onto the internet for some reason. But this is Measured Manga, signing off. You guys have a good one.